everybody, it's Mike Frieder here with On-Call Compliance Solutions, and I'm back with another compliance tip of the week. Today we're diving into one of my favorite cybersecurity make or break controls. It's the one that separates the clean systems from the how did this get installed chaos. It finally lets IT directors and managers bring calm to their IT world. We're talking about CMMC Control CM.L2-3.4.8. Apply deny by exception blacklisting policy to prevent the use of unauthorized software, or deny all, permit by exception, whitelisting policy to allow the execution of authorized software. That's right, we're gonna get to the point where we can get in control and get this cleaned up. All right, you guys, covering CMMC Control CM.L2-3.4.8. Now look, if your users can install whatever they want, from games to mystery toolbars from 2005, well, you've basically turned your secure system into an open buffet for malware. Yuck, we can't have that. Or if you're one of those companies, you know who you are, who have the lab, right? And you're actually having to work with CUI in that lab. Sorry, but per this rule, you're gonna have to lock down those engineers, and you're gonna have to make sure that they're doing what they need to be doing when it comes to asking for permission and getting approval, when it comes to getting new software or executing new software on your systems. So let's show you how to lock down your software like Fort Knox, pass your CMMC Level 2 assessment, and keep your systems clean and secure. First, what is the control really asking for? Well, this one's about software control. There are two main flavors. One, deny by exception, blacklisting. You allow all software except specific ones you block. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really recommend this. I don't really recommend this for system security. Yes, NIST gives you an option, but I'm going to tell you, it's not a good option for you. Small businesses rejoice. I get it. It is a little bit less restrictive, right? We can just blacklist really bad stuff, and sometimes your antivirus will even do that for you. There's tons of tools out there to do that. And if you're a really small business, this is one of the ways that we can save some money and some time. But a deny all, permit by exception whitelisting solution, you block all the software except the stuff you specifically allow. Way, way safer. Now you get to a point where things that are unknown can't execute, and that's real security. It's a big, big cornerstone of good cybersecurity. So guess which one's stronger? You best, whitelisting. And guess which one most auditors prefer? Yep, whitelisting. Still whitelisting. Assessment objective number one, implement a deny by exception or permit by exception policy. Documentation you're going to need. A software control policy. Specify whether you're using whitelisting or blacklisting. A list of authorized applications. What's allowed? What's been whitelisted? Logs or screenshots from your application control system. Technical implementation. For whitelisting, use tools like Windows AppLocker and Microsoft Defender Application Control. You know I love ThreatLocker, right? Again, if you've been watching my last couple of videos, all of the controls that you really need to implement across ports, protocols, applications, etc. ThreatLocker, I'm a big fan of it. But we also like other third-party tools until ThreatLocker decides to sponsor us. Hey ThreatLocker, if you see this video, give me a call. We'd love to be sponsored. Third-party tools like Carbon Black or Symantec, those are a big deal as well. I love Carbon Black in any VMware environment. I know those are becoming much less, they're becoming less popular because of that whole VMware takeover where they just jack the prices by 10x, which is incredible. But yeah, Carbon Black, great solution. And again, Symantec, we're a big fan. Not as much as ThreatLocker, but hey, listen, we can be opinionated because we're not being sponsored right now, right? Just trying to give it to you guys straight. You'd probably rather have the real information than not. For blacklisting, configure policies to block known bad software. Games, P2P tools, remote desktop software, keyloggers, all that nasty stuff that you know you shouldn't have in your system. Pro tip, if your policy says no unauthorized software, but you've never enforced it, the assessor's gonna find it. I will find you. Probably on your CEO's laptop. That's where it is, let's be honest. You know it. Sorry, CEO. I'm a CEO. Yep, I have to play by the rules too. Sidebar for just a second, guys, right? Just hanging out here on YouTube. I will tell you that, that I too am a CEO. So if you're a small business CEO, great. If you're a medium business CEO, great. If you're a mega enterprise CEO, I'd like to interview you. You know what? Just kind of talk with you a little bit and, learn. I'm all about learning. But sidebar from that is, look, I am a CEO. And, if you've never experienced that before because you're an IT director or just any other position in the company, it's really interesting, right? Believe me, all of your people desperately want to just get you what you need so that you can do your job and you can be effective and lead the company. I know that. But I'm also going to tell you, heart to heart, right here, CEO to CEO, you got to play by the rules. And your people are going to respect you a whole lot more when you do that. So if you're one of these small awesome defense machine shops or, just small business owner in the defense industry, you're not immune from this stuff. Look, I own the company, right? I'm a CEO, president, whatever you want to call me. I don't really get hung up over that kind of stuff. I got to play by the rules too. And my people will tell you, I bash my head against the desk probably every other day against one of these security controls. But it doesn't matter because that's what it takes to be compliant. And not only do I have to play by the rules, but I really have to play by the rules because, well, let's be honest, whatever I'm doing, everybody else has got an eye on it. And they're going to realize if I'm doing it, well, then it's important. If I'm not doing it, well, it's not important and it won't get carried out. So if you're a small business CEO or even a mid-business or a big business CEO, hey, I'm in your shoes, buddy. And at the end of the day, we got to play by the rules too. In fact, it's us who really, really have to play by the rules. We got to do this stuff. We got to be the shining example. Now, if you're not a CEO, again, fast forward past that part, but you know what? Show this to your company leaders. Again, this is one of those things where, as the DoD has literally said, if you don't want to play by the rules, get out of defense contracting. I'm actually pretty impressed that people said that because it's straight talking. It's really true. We have to protect CUI. Now, assessment objective number 2. Sorry for the sidebar there, but again, I kind of feel like one of those situations where, the CEO, there's always like exceptions around them, particularly, some older CEOs. Again, we get it, but we got to play by the rules. And by the way, one of my favorite things we get to do, and it's just part of the program, right, is we get to educate executives, including CEOs and just, top level, officers in the company about all of this compliance stuff. And what's amazing is I've never had an executive or an owner have a problem rolling out these compliance controls after they sat through our executive presentation on why this compliance stuff exists. The second that they realize how they are essentially helping national security by doing these things, they get behind it, open up the budget, and they roll with it. So if you're in that position where you're just fighting management to get this approved, fighting management to get the security that you've known for years needs to be in place, sometimes it can't be you that tells them. Sometimes, I'm not going to kid you, it's got to be the high-flying consultant that showed up on a plane instead of in a car that day. And, I got to tell you, it's one of my favorite parts about what we do is we get to come in, and because at the end of the day, we're a consultant on the outside, and it's kind of unbiased information, and we're a trusted source, and we've done this 1,000 times, they listen. And you know what the best part is? If you're an IT director or someone helping to implement this, we get to really honestly just learn from you what you already know needs to be done. And a lot of times it's right in line with the controls. We could finally get you the help you need rolling out the things you already know to do. So again, on call, we're always a team player. We understand how to work with you. Talked in numerous videos before about the idea that you don't want just a compliant solution that won't help your company be compliant. This is something that has to be done at the company-wide level. And then once you've got that straight, you can go pick out the solutions you're going to use. There is an approach. 99% of companies just don't have it right. But here's the good news. You're watching our videos, so you're going to get it right. And we're here to help. All right, assessment objective number 2. Sorry, I'll get back on script here. Prevent the execution of unauthorized software. Documentation you're going to need. Enforcement screenshots or logs showing blocked applications, exception request forms for business justified software, user notification policies when blocked software is detected, and how about some technical implementation knowledge, right? We want to apply GPOs or group policy objects or use mobile device management or device management policies to prevent software execution by file path, hash, or publisher. Look, I like ThreatLocker. There's lots of other solutions like AppLocker, all kinds of other interesting solutions to this. Next, we have to monitor logs for blocked attempts and review regularly, set up alerts when users attempt to run authorized programs so that we can help them out or find out that it's maybe not one of our real users. That's dangerous. And here's a real world story. We once helped a defense contractor who had dozens of cracked software versions installed on workstations. Yuck. The problem? Some of those came pre-bundled with malware. And yes, some were on systems accessing CUI. The fix? A hard switch to whitelisting with AppLocker, documented exceptions, and regular log reviews. The fix? Close the port, set up a secure VPN, and log it all. That's right. Assessment objective number 3, prevent unauthorized reinstatement or use. Documentation you'll need. Enforcement policy or SOP for monitoring disabled services, access control logs, periodic scan results to show compliance, and technical implementation. Well, let's be honest. There's a lot of ways to technically implement this, from group policy to device management policy to ThreatLocker, but one of those solutions is probably going to need to be in place. And you know what? Every environment is different. So The best thing to do, if you're not really sure what solution to turn to, give us a call. It never costs anything to see how we can help. Now, little final checklist here for CMMC L2-3.4.8. If you've chosen and documented a software control approach, whitelist or blacklist, if you've built and enforced an authorized software list, you've blocked unauthorized applications from executing, you keep logs and audit trails to show enforcement in action, if you have a formal process for requesting exceptions and only approving when justified, well, then you're probably going to be in good shape. Because in cybersecurity, it's not just about knowing what software is running. It's about making sure only the right software is allowed to run. And hey, if you're struggling with all this DFARS, NIST, CMMC stuff, I have great news for you. Because at On Call, we take defense contractors just like you who have had this DFARS, NIST, CMMC, ITAR, and EAR information security compliance stuff dropped in their laps like a seagull on a sunny day. We teach you how to level up and be a proper on-call compliance hero for your company, eliminating gaps, gray areas, and getting this solved, all while showing you how to leverage compliance as your secret weapon to land more defense work with higher profit margins, baby. Now that's what becoming an on-call compliance hero can do for you. Looking for more help getting compliant? Our compliance experts are always on call for you. Visit CMMCComplianceSecrets.com. Check out the description below for links to get help right now. And if you love the content we're putting out here for you, help us out with a big thumbs up on that like button, or even better, smash the subscribe button to get the latest compliance content as soon as our compliance nerds roll it out. Until next compliance tip, my friends, stay safe and secure out there, and hit us in the comments below to let us know what you'd like to know more about when it comes to information security and compliance. I'll see you on the next one.